How's it going, everyone? This is Hellhawk here. We're going to be going through the Invictus Launch Week haul. Today we have excuse me, the third set of manufacturers, which is RSI, CNOU, ARGO, and Origin. Now keep in mind this is not the entire ship list. Invictus is always focused on combat vehicles. So this is only the vehicles that have more of a combat focus. So let's start off by taking a look at the new kid on the block. Rsi Scorpius. So I've flown this around this week, and it's, to me, more of a rule of cool ship. If you have one person to sit in the turret, this is one of the most powerful ships in the game now. It's very difficult to miss in the turret. It has auto aim almost up to 40 degrees off target. It's 4 size 3s. It's absolutely insane. And then the pilot, you switch out these size 2 gimbals, which are stock to size 3s. If you look at something sideways, it's going to pop. It does have a bit of a heavy ass, which is fine. It's a heavy fighter. It's pretty tanky. It's meant to really get in there and just trade shots until the other guy blows up first. So this is going to be the light fighter's Demise. And really, I can't think of a medium fighter that can stand up to this. You will be able to destroy this if you are in a light fighter, if you know how to control range, the range of the fight, and make sure your tactics are sound. But if you got two guys who are just going in and trading shots, there's no way in hell you're winning. Beast of a ship. I think it's selling for $240 and store credit $220 for war bond. I am not going to be getting this. No, I'm not really a fighter guy. But I know a lot of people who've added this to their fleet this time around. And the X-Wing thing is cool. And we're going to go over to the Mantis with, I believe it's 2 size 3s. Now, the one thing I will say about the Mantis is it is a gorgeous ship. They did such a good job with the interior on this. And the exterior looks great. It's got amazing views. But if you are not going to be playing as part of a group, there is 0 point in having this. This ship is capable of ripping someone out of a jump. Or not a jump, technically a quantum warp or jump, quantum jump. 20,000 meters, I think, is the range of that, and then after they drop out, you inhibit their warp drive for up to a range of 2,000 meters. But the issue is it's only got these 2 size 3 guns, and it's not the tankiest, so if you get engaged and you're the only target, you're probably gonna get popped. But as an ambush ship, is something that, you can get a team together and go chase down players, or you're a pirate and you get a team together and go chase down something in the cargo lane. This is going to be a ship you're gonna have in your group. Moving on, there's a lot of Connies here. I guess we could do a quick tour of each one. Just go over some of the differences. So this one's the Andy, or the Andromeda. This is my favorite out of all of them. Just because it has so much frickin' firepower. So, the Andy comes stock with 4 gimbaled size 4s, just like the rest of the Connies. But, it's got a lot more missiles than the rest of the Connies. It's got 2 turrets, believe I think it's size 2s. I could be wrong. It's got 2 turrets. I really wish it would let me turn on the power so I could actually show off the ship. It's got size 2 missile racks with a crap ton of missiles here. And then, if we go outside, you can see that it has size 1 missile racks. So those are size 1 missile racks that fold out when you go into missile operator mode. So tons of firepower. Pretty good amount of cargo space for a gunship. Now I see this more as an escort, combat escort for a cargo fleet. Takes point, and if anything gets close, just start shooting missiles at them. Again, component access, and then you have your Snub Fighter, which in this case is the Merlin. Now the Merlin has a size 2 bespoke machine gun, or chain gun, that is pretty nasty. And then you have 2 size 1 gimbaled guns that you can swap out. So again, Andy, $240 in real cash, store credit. One of the first big ships to come out in the game. Still extremely useful. Very deadly if it's fully crewed. Now we have the Taurus. This is the latest in the lineup. And I'm not going to go through the entire thing because the front of the Andes don't change. It's the rear that changes on this one. So the Taurus is the cargo running variant. So it actually has a slightly larger bay. More cargo capacity as a whole. Why won't it let me call this elevator up? Okay, we'll just cheat. Still has the missile racks. I believe it still has the side missile racks. But this one does not have a Snub Fighter. So this is, again, same component room. And this goes to a shielded cargo room. So the idea is anything in here, and I don't think this is working right now, but anything in here should not be able to be scanned by pirates or players or security. So if you want to smuggle some shit in, you can use that room. Otherwise, you can just fill it up with the rest, cargo to match the rest of the crap that you have in your hold. So if you want something that is going to be an okay cargo runner and an okay gunship, I mean, it's still got the 4 size 4s. And remember, too, 2 of these can be switched out to size 5s. So you could potentially do ERTs in this thing. Another thing to remember about the Taurus is that it has the top turret, which is the combat turret, and the bottom turret is actually a tractor beam turret. It just doesn't work right now. It has no functionality. Okay, so this guy's the Aquila. I will show you the front of the Aquila because it is the only ship excuse me, that has a different cockpit. And really, I kind of wish that the rest of the series had this cockpit because it just looks better, in my opinion. It just looks cleaner. Oh, hey, buddy. Now, as far as turrets are concerned, it's got the bottom turret, which is combat turret, and the top turret is a scanning turret. But that hasn't really become a thing yet. It has 0 functionality. So eventually it'll be cool. This is the Explorer variant, so I believe this is also a Merlin. The only other option is going to be the I think the Archimedes is what it's called. And instead of a size 2 and a couple size 1s, you end up with 4 size 1s that you can switch out. A little more flexibility. They're all gimbaled. A little easier to hit your targets since all the guns are matched in a gimbaled mode. Here's the last one. This is the Phoenix. I'm torn on this one. It is a luxury touring ship. So it is the most expensive out of the Connies, where the Taurus is $190, the Andy is $240. This one's $350, and it's all limited, so you're not going to see as many of them available. I do like the white and black stitching. I think like the way that they set up the crew quarters is pretty sweet. But here's... Well, I'll get to my gripes once we finish touring this. So, you have sleeping cabins, which is awesome for a couple people here. You've got your first class seats. You've got a frickin' skylight that looks amazing. You have the windows for the outside. You have a dining hall. You have a fully fixed bar. More fish tanks. This is... I don't know if you can open this anymore. So this is a spa. And then a master bedroom. And then you've got your component room. And then they give you the Archimedes. So a couple quick things. This is supposed to be a luxury touring vessel. Did you notice anything that was missing? Bedrooms, pool, bar, seats, no bathroom. So you've got potentially 6 people plus the 3 berths and no bathroom back here. The only bathroom on the ship is in the crew quarters. And it's basically a porta potty. In fact, is that also a shower? Yeah, it's also a shower. So it's a porta potty with a shower. So I guess I don't really see where this fits. Is it like... I just don't see someone paying for a luxury transport ticket if they can't take a shit in something that doesn't look like a porta potty. I'm sorry. I feel like this needs to go, or they need to, like, put a stall in here, or maybe, you know what, screw the Snub Fighter. These guys don't need a Snub Fighter. Get rid of this and turn this into a luxury bathroom. I just don't... Again, I'm thinking more of like the RP side of me. To me, this just doesn't make sense. Like there seems to be a decent amount of wasted space here. And by decent amount, I mean just enough that you could fit a bathroom. So anyways, that's the Phoenix. It does have an elevator down into the hold. I do kind of like how they did this, but again, it's kind of weird that in a luxury ship, your crew is going to be walking through the luxury area constantly to get to shit. So, I mean, I feel like this was hastily put together because they liked the Connie and wanted to... I don't know. It's cool. I got one just to have the hull limited ship in my fleet, but it is getting melted. I can't put my finger on it. It's just, to me, like, if you're gonna do the luxury touring thing, it's more of an RP scenario, and it kind of doesn't pull it off for RP, as far as I'm concerned. And I hope I can finish this tour without dying. I've got, like, 26% frickin' food and water left. Should I go get food and water? Here. We're just gonna do that. I don't feel like keeling over. Okay. Cheddar ham? God, that sounds so good right now. I haven't had breakfast yet. Give me that. Give me my burrito. There we go. Apparently cheddar ham are no good. Carnita Ritus. Okay. Well, I need one more. Tilapia Verde. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, and then we're just gonna grab... Nope. Quick buy. Let the animation finish before you start clicking shit. Otherwise, it probably won't let you drink. There's a weird bug in 3.17 where it just doesn't finish, and it'll store broken food in your backpack. And I'm just gonna litter because apparently there's no trash cans around here. Oh well. It'll despawn eventually. Oh wait, there is a trash can here. I'm assuming this is recycling. Okay. Okay, let's get going. Let's hit the hollow suites. Yeah, sadly, the majority of the ships today are RSI. CNOU doesn't have much, Origin doesn't have much. And again, I'm talking about combat ships. Oh, I forgot. We have rovers. Ursa Rover. Technically not a pure combat ship, but it is very useful as a little scouting ship. Has jump seats for a couple troops. Has weapon racks. Has pilot and co-pilot. Very useful. Sometimes when you do bunkers, the turrets like to just shoot at you for no frickin' reason. Sometimes it's nice to just load one of those guys in a ship, land at range, and drive in. Is this the Aurora? Is it the Legionnaire? I can never remember. We'll let it tell us. This is the Aurora. And this was the Aurora. But yes, I do think this is the Legionnaire. And so this is the update. This is the light fighter variant. If I remember. Wait. Oh, my helmet. I'm like, why is my light shining? If I remember correct, we've got the 2 front weapons, and then yep. So it's got 4 size 1s. Now you might say, well, 4 size 1s, who gives a shit? Size 1s. If you are not paying attention, you will get ripped to shreds by any size gun in the game. No, they don't have the damage output of the of 3s, but they shoot extremely fast. And they have really high capacitors. Like you have a bunch of shots that you can put on target. And they still hurt. And LN also comes with a missile rack. So this is this ultra basic fighter. Just remember, in Star Citizen, it doesn't matter what you're flying. If you are good at flying it, you will kill shit. You do not have to get the Rsi Scorpius. In fact, I would recommend it. Recommend against it if you are flying solo. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Origin G12A rover, so anti-aircraft rover. This thing has been in concept for God knows how long. Cool. I would never buy any ground vehicle with cash unless it's going to be used as an LTI token. It's going to be a cool rover. Origin makes great shit, but right now it's just a JPEG. This is probably one of the most anticipated ships in the game. This is the RSI Perseus, right? Polaris. Jesus, I always mix those two up. So the Polaris. Now the reason why it's one of the most anticipated ships in the game is because this is basically a mobile base. Shit ton of firepower. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 6 or 7 turrets? Either way, shit ton of turrets. It has a hangar that'll hold a lighter medium fighter. And then it also has 28, is it 28 size 10 torpedoes? So, right now, when we look at torpedoes, we have size 5s, which are on the Gladiator, the Harbinger, and the Ballista. Size 7s, which are on the Ballista. Size 9s, which are on the Retaliator and the Eclipse. And this one is size 10. So this is bigger than anything we've gotten so far. And keep in mind, size 9's single shot anything they touch. I don't know if they still single shot in 890, but I believe they do. And then also, you know, Idris isn't single shot by it, but that's not a playable ship. So absolutely insane amounts of firepower, and it's just riddled with gun turrets, so it's got pretty good defenses. Downside is all those gun turrets are manned. But when push comes to shove and you just want to have like a flying base, you want to fly down like and do missions or whatever, or you want to have the range and you want to pick off ERTs or something, this is going to be a pyro ship. Once pyro releases, this will come into its own. Either way, it's pretty sleek. I can't wait to see what they did with it, because they did have to make it bigger a couple times when they had to add new facilities. But that is a $750 ship right there. This is my personal favorite. This is the Perseus. So the reason why I like this is because most large ships are going to require crews of 7, 8, 9, 10 people. And as much as I like sitting around trying to find groups of people to crew a ship, I would rather just hop in and go with like 1 or 2 people. You got a pilot, you got 2 gunners. The turret on top is twin size 3s. And the turret back here is twin size 3s. Those are bladed. They're automatic. They help poke at missiles coming at you, or they help poke at fighters coming at you. But basically, oh, and it's got a ton of size 5 torpedoes. So with 3 people, maybe 4, you've got a nasty freaking ship. Those are size 7, twin size 7 ballistic cannons. And they're talking about having different ammo types for it. Now, after they completely ass-fucked the Ion because, oh my god, light fighters died in 1 shot, why? Who knows what they're going to do with size 7s. The turrets should absolutely track like shit. This thing is meant to sit at the edges of its range and pummel people while it flies like, think of it like sideways, so both turrets can be on target. That's the idea behind this ship. And then occasionally you can launch torpedoes at whatever it is you're shooting at. But this thing is not meant to like fly in super fast and just pick off light fighters. I'm not saying it should do that. But if I'm paying for a big ship and I'm shooting at smaller targets, and I should miss 99.9% of the time if I'm using the big guns to shoot at something small. But if I hit because the pilot's crap and likes to fly in a straight line, or if I hit just because it's a flak round and, you know, I wing the thing, I better be doing damage. If I get a direct hit with guns that shoot shells like half the size of a person, I better be blowing shit up. So, I am a little nervous about this ship because CIG could definitely make this something that the cannons are basically repeaters, kind of like we have now. And it doesn't really have any punch, it just has a really fast fire rate. I really hope they keep to more of a, hey, this is a cannon, this is going to act like a cannon. We'll see. we'll see. I have high hopes. I'm hoping that once we get closer to release, it'll at least be a semblance of what I'm looking for here. And oh, the range, they better not only be 2,800 meters. This is a big ship. I want to be shooting at 10,000 meters. Just give me something. Give me like, you know, everyone says that the game is based on old battleship style tactics. Well, then that's fine. This is basically a cruiser. Allow me to sit at range and fuck shit up. Don't make me have to zoom in and hope to Christ that my turret gunners can turn their guns fast enough. Oh, 675? I can't remember exactly. Either way, kind of expensive. ARGO. This is the SRV. This is basically a tow truck. If you're stuck on a planet, you're disabled in space, this thing has a bunch of tractor beams, and it pulls you in its tractor beams and takes you away. $150. I feel like this is an in-game purchase for sure. We haven't really seen how tractor beams are going to work yet. And we don't know if there's a size, like a maximum size this thing can pull, or if you can have multiple ARGOs together to pull something. Now you might be asking, well, isn't this a military convention? Yeah, technically, like, vehicle recovery could be considered a military application. So, I mean, ARGO's got nothing else. They got to sell something from them, right? Okay, let's go up. I think there's only one more room. There's not really a lot of RSI. I mean, RSI makes some big shit. They make the Bengal. But the Bengal is not going to be player buyable. The idea behind the Bengal is you're supposed to have a couple derelicts floating around out there that you are allowed to like rebuild and restore and re-equip as an org. But that's going to only the largest orgs in the game are going to be able to pull that off. Or at least that's the thought so far. Here's the F8 again, because they like teasing us with ships that we can't freaking fly yet. Yeah, if you're solo, by the way, this is going to be the heavy fighter for you. It's got 6 size 3 guns and 2 size 4 guns. It's just absolute beast mode. If you roll up on something on that and it's not a heavy fighter, I don't see how it's going to even take more than one volley. Okay. So now we have the 125A. Twin size 3s. There's a missile rack. Of course, it doesn't really show it because it's so freaking squat. There's a missile rack down here. Origin makes some sleek looking shit. Nice little cargo area. Bed. It's got a great view, but you know what? I believe this ship is $60. So just get it in game. Again, gorgeous ship. 2 size 3s is okay firepower, but it's only okay. For that, get an Avenger Titan. Doesn't look as pretty, but sure as hell more useful. Or, for like $10 more, get the 325. That's a size 4 on the nose. And 2 size 3s on the wings, and a couple missiles. Got a little cargo space here. This is infinitely more useful for a couple bucks more. In fact, if I remember right, it should have like weapons racks and a bed and the like provisions and a so bed, weapons racks, wine glasses. Freaking pinky up, motherfucker. All right. So anyways, full kitchenette, and it's got a bathroom. I mean, to me, this is a ship that you could use for soloing, for whatever you're doing. Has enough firepower to be an okay fighter. I can't justify the 125. It's all about the 325. If you're looking for an Origin combat ship, this is the guy. One of my favorite ships in the game, as stupid as this is going to sound the most, this ship just looks so goddamn sleek. It's got 4 size 2s, and it's got rocket pods. Now, rocket pods aren't really fleshed out yet. There's only 2 ships in the game that have them stock, and you can't buy them anywhere. The Delta, and then the Harbinger turret has rocket pods. But this ship is semi-stealth. It's kind of cheap. It's got great views. Like the cockpit, they did a wonderful job on. It flies like shit if you get hit because something's coming off. And it has a weird flight profile. I can't explain it. You just have to fly it, and you'd understand what I'm talking about. But this is a nasty little guy. And I just, the look is so amazing. You know, this is probably, so I have my own couple classes. You know, everyone's like a light fighter, medium fighter, heavy fighter. From like a lore perspective, I almost see this like a militia fighter. The militia fighters are like Aurora, the Mustang. They're cheap. They're easy. They're easy to produce. You know, this is like the highest end of the militia fighters. Doesn't have missiles, but it should be able to, excel at scouting and things once the stealth tech comes online. So anyways, CNOU's only combat vehicle right there. And then we got more ARGO. The reason why this is here is if you own an Idris, you've got an ARGO hangar dedicated to your shit. So you can have, I think is this personnel? Yeah, so you can have ARGO personnel or ARGO cargo. Just to ferry stuff. There's no jump drive. There's no quantum drive. It's just getting something from space to the planet. You don't want to burn a bunch of fuel. Guys, I actually think that's it. Let's double check, but this is a pretty slim pickings day. Let's see what we got here. Did I miss anything? No. I did not miss anything on this. Okay. Well, tomorrow is the start of Crusader, Tumbril, and Misk. So Crusader's got a ton of really big shit. You got the Hercules series that's going to be displayed. Tumbrils, they've got their tanks, they've got their cyclones. Misk has got, in fact, I think I can name all their combat vehicles off the top of my head. It's the Starfarer Gemini, which is their fueling ship. The Freelancer Miss, which is a giant missile boat, which would be great if they just fixed missiles. And then the Reliant Tana, which would be great if they fixed missiles. And the Tana, because I still have issues and bugs with it, which really freaking frustrating. Because it's a fun little multi-purpose ship. If you and a buddy wanted to go do bunkers or HRTs or something, that's not a bad ship to do it in. And before you say you can't use it for HRTs, that's no. It's got a shit ton of firepower. You just gotta be mobile. I watched Avenger 1 take out a frickin' hammerhead in a Tana. Again, further proof. It doesn't matter what you're flying. You can potentially make it work as long as you build up the skill to pilot the ship. Anyways, that's going to be all for today, guys. Hellhawk signing off. See you in the verse.